And welcome back, you guys, for week 14 of my NFL Weekly Picks for the 2017-2018 NFL season. TJ Harman for you on YouTube, _L for you on Twitter. I got my best buddy with me again. He was here for week 12, and here he is in week 14. Here is Reese Will. Reese, tell him, say what's up.
Hey, guys, what's up?
All right. In that week 12, he went 14-2 with his football picks, and of course, I went 13-3. So, yeah, give yourself a round of applause for that. And of course, he's here to give us a picks for the week 14, and he's also going to give you 3 against the spread, 3 over-unders, and 3 straight-up picks, including the ones I'm doing as well. All right, if you are here for the first time, please click that subscribe button. Come back each and every week for more picks, more predictions, and a little bit of everything else if I have it in mind. All right, here are the picks from last week, which you already saw earlier, so check out my replay video. That's already on YouTube. Check it out. You get a chance. All right. Once again, I went 10-6 straight up last week, and I went 4-12 against the spread. That was such a horrible against the spread. Thank you, Vegas, for messing everything up for me. So, I ain't too worried about that. All right, straight up, the season total is 133 wins. And, of course, I have 59 losses. And against the spread, I'm at 96 and 91. So a tough week against the spread last week, but hopefully we can rebound from that. All right, with that, let's get straight to our week 14 picks. We start off with the Thursday night game. We got the 9-3 New Orleans Saints traveling to Mercedes-Benz Stadium to face the 7-5 Atlanta Falcons. What is your take on that game, Reese?
Well, Saints are hot. I like the way they're playing. And Drew Brees is on point. The running game, they got a two-headed monster. Running game, the defense is playing great. Effort.
So who are you gonna go with in Thursday night's game?
Who that said they're gonna beat them Saints?
He's going with the Saints, guys, and I'm going with the Saints too. Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram, your two-headed monsters. And, you know, even without Kobe Fleener, their tight end, it's a whole lot that they can do without him. But you got Drew Brees in there, and he's definitely a Saint. So I'm going with the Saints on Thursday night as well. On Sunday, we got the 6-6 Detroit Lions traveling to Tampa Bay to face the 4-8 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Matthew Stafford, his status is still questionable because he got stepped on his hand, and it lost the Ravens on Sunday, but the x-rays came back negative, so right now they're calling it a sore right hand. So I guess if he plays, yeah, we all know the situation with that. Reese, who are you going with in this game?
Yeah, I'm going to say Detroit, because Tampa Bay, I had a lot of high expectations for them, but they looked shitty all season. So I'm going with the Lions. You know, they haven't looked impressive last week as well, but I'm going with the Lions.
Yeah, I'm going with the Lions too. Even though Jameis Winston did play against Green Bay last week, it wasn't enough to keep that team from winning, and they wound up losing to Green Bay. So the Battle of Bays went to Green Bay on Sunday. So I'm definitely taking the Lions. And they need to get back in action right now because they're slowly slipping, even though they're still in the wild card hunt in the NFC. All right, the next game we got the 6-6 Dallas Cowboys traveling to MetLife Stadium to face the 2-10 Giants, who, by the way, Eli Manning will be the quarterback for this game on Sunday. They made that official today. Ben McAdoo fired along with Jerry Reese yesterday, so yeah. It's not Jerry Spagnuolo. Steve Spagnuolo.
At least Eli's in there or not. It's still not going to make a difference. Cowboys all day.
Yeah, I think the Cowboys are going to win this because, you know, this is an NFC division battle. Cowboys came alive against the Redskins last Thursday night. And definitely, even with Eli Manning, it's still not going to help. Still, you got, Eric Ingram. He's not going to be much of a help. They need that run. They need that wide receiver course, and they just don't have it. I'm going with the Cowboys over the Giants at MetLife Stadium. Next game we're going to look at is the 2-10 San Francisco 49ers traveling to NRG Stadium to face the 4-8 Houston Texans. They had a good season until Deshaun Watson got hurt, and Tom Savage almost beat the Ravens last week, but then it just didn't happen, and they couldn't do anything on Sunday. So now they're playing the 49ers with Jimmy Garoppolo, who turned around to beat the Chicago Bears, even though it was 5 field goals in that game for San Francisco, and they won it. And I just don't see the 49ers doing anything this week. What is your take on this game?
Not on either. Houston is home. They have a better team than San Francisco. And I'm going with Houston.
I'm going with the Houston Texans as well. We got the battle of the 6-6 AFC West teams division. We got the Oakland Raiders traveling to Arrowhead Stadium to face the 6-6 Kansas City Chiefs. Man, oh man, who would have thought the AFC West would be open like this right now? The Chiefs started off great, and then the wheels just fell off their bus. And is Kareem Hunt a little bit of a fluke since his fast start?
Because they gave the Eagles their only loss, and it shouldn't have happened.
Exactly, it happens like that in the NFL. Raiders last time out, of course, were winners to the Giants, and the Chiefs.
Let me just say this quick. You know Dennis Green quote, they are who we thought they were. They're the same team they were at the beginning of the season.
Exactly. Same team they were before, there still is right now. Andy Reid gave the play calls to his offensive coordinator and couldn't really do anything, even though they did score 31 points to the Jets. But who the hell would have thought the Jets would beat the Chiefs? Like I said at my video this afternoon, the Chiefs were swept at MetLife Stadium to the Jets and the Giants. Impossible. And if they lose this game, which I don't think they will, they're going to be really on the outside looking and trying to get back in, because it's all a race now between the Raiders, the Chiefs, and the Chargers, which most people believe they will win the AFC West. But in this particular game, I'm going with the Chiefs because they got to get a win some way or somehow. Who are you picking for this game?
I'm going to take myself and travel straight down to the black hole. I'm going with Oakland.
He's going with the Oakland Raiders. Sheesh. Man, oh man, I'm telling you, it's going to be a tough game right after another. All right, we got the 10-2 Minnesota Vikings, the number 1 seed in the NFC, traveling to Carolina to face the 8-4 Panthers. What is your take on this game?
Well, both teams are hot right now, but ain't no team hot as Minnesota. But Carolina's playing good. They played okay last week. I mean, they had a little ups and downs, but they played good last week.
Mm-hmm.
This should be a good game, though. I'm going to go with Minnesota Vikings.
He's going to go with the Minnesota Vikings. Somehow, I'm going with the Carolina Panthers. I think that loss to the New Orleans Saints, and it was a pretty good game, but the Saints just came back late and just kept pouring it on since. I think the Panthers bounced back in this game and end the Vikings' 8-9 game win streak and pretty much be right there with the Eagles, tied up again, if the Eagles do what they have to do, but we'll get to them in just a moment. But I'm going to go with the upset and tell you to take the Panthers to beat the Vikings. Sorry, Gio. Your team is due for a loss, okay? So he's going the other way around, and I'm going with the Panthers. All right, next pick, we got the 6-6 Green Bay Packers traveling to Cleveland to face the winless 0-12 Browns. News on Aaron Rodgers is possible. He may be back. We don't know if it'll be this week or next week, but the way the Packers are playing, They won their game Sunday, and they almost beat the Pittsburgh Steelers last Sunday night. But yeah, they're doing pretty good right now, even though they're still in the wild card hunt at 6-6. Most people think the Browns might end this losing streak and might go ahead and beat the Packers. What do you think about that?
No way possible. At the Green Bay beat Tampa Bay last week. I don't think so.
Now you got to think about the Cleveland Browns went to San Diego and they were
they play hard.
The Chargers were favored over 10 plus points, but I don't know what happened. Both teams kind of struggled in the red zone. They wound up both scoring 29 points altogether, 19 for the Chargers and 10 for the Browns. So no upset this week against the Packers and Browns?
Offense. Packers.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Packers as well. The way that the Packers are playing, like I said, and if they get Aaron Rodgers back, oh boy, all hell's going to start breaking in the NFC.
Well, that's what they're waiting for.
Exactly. So, yeah. So I'm going with the Packers, and so will he. All right, the next game, we got the 3-9 Chicago Bears traveling to Cincinnati to face the 5-7 Bengals. Oh, man, what did you think about that Bengals and Steelers game last night?
Total dominant. I didn't expect that one at all.
Well, it wasn't.
They dominated Pittsburgh on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, they were leading 17-3 in the third quarter, believe it or not.
Right.
But it was all the shenanigans that went on with it. Juju Smith-Schuster, we've been told he is banned from playing in this game on Sunday. And also the Bengals guy, I forget his name, George Ioka, they're both banned for playing these games. Juju for the Steelers and Ioka for the Bengals after he took out Ryan Shazier, whose back injury he's still having some evaluations, but he is still in the hospital, and it looks serious from last night, but they say he was getting a little bit of movement, but he is still in the hospital, so we should have an update on that probably in the next day or two. He's still undergoing further testing. And the other guy, Burfett, he still have some issues with his back as well, but his is not as bad. They're saying it's a contusion in his spinal cord, but he may be able to be released within the next day or two. We'll have to wait and see about that. But in that case, I'm going to go with the Bengals because they played hard enough that they could have beaten the Steelers in that football game last night. So I'm going with the Bengals. The Bears, they just look like they're about to fall apart. So yeah, I'm going with the Bengals. Who are you picking?
Bears fell apart already. Bengals.
All right, the next game, we got the 3-9 Indianapolis Colts traveling to Buffalo to face, still in the wild card area, the 6-6 Buffalo Bills. The Colts, of course, are eliminated from any playoff contentions. They're playing for pride. Meanwhile, Tyrod Taylor, who hurt his knee, they're saying it's a knee contusion. We don't know the status of his evaluation, whether he'll be playing or whether Nate Peterman will be playing in his place. But Buffalo being the better team, if Peterman plays, I'm going to take the Colts in this one. But I'm going to keep the safe bet and take the Buffalo Bills to win this game. Who are you going with?
Same here, Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Record is 6-6 for a reason, so they should be a good overall team, around better than the Colts, so I'm going to Buffalo.
But we'll see if Tyrod Taylor actually plays in this game, because I still don't have any confidence in this Nate Peterman guy just yet. Okay, we got our late afternoon games now. We got the 5-7 Washington Redskins traveling to Los Angeles StubHub Stadium to face the 6-6 LA Chargers, who lost 4 games in a row, but now They're on a roll at 6-6 at this juncture. What do you think about this game? Before you say anything, the Chargers was almost dead in the water after, losing 4 straight to begin the season. But Phillip Rivers and company proceeded to win 6 of their last 8 and are tied with the Raiders and Chiefs at 6-6 for the AFC lead against the downtrodden Redskins. So this is one of my against the spread picks. So let me find out what your picks is going to be for this.
Well, like you said, the Chargers was left for dead and they found their way back. So I'm going with San Diego.
Now, Washington is 3-6 against the spread in his last 9 games, and the Redskins are 2-5 straight up in his last 7 games. Meanwhile, the Chargers are 6-2 against the spread in their last 8 games and 6-2 straight up in his last 8 games. Right now, the better team to me is the Chargers at this point. The Chargers are favorite in this game by 6 points. I'm going to take those 6 points and give it to the Los Angeles Chargers, and I'm going to take the Chargers straight up to beat the Washington Redskins. And
I'm going over.
And you went to where?
I'm going over.
And you're going over 46 points because that's the total points for that game.
No, I'll keep it right there.
So you're going to keep it under 46 or over 46?
Under.
Yeah, I think I'm going to keep it under. I had it over earlier, but I'm going to stick it under 46 points because you just don't know what to expect from the defense of both teams. So, yeah, the Chargers win straight up, take the 6 points, and the game should be under 46 points. All right, the next game is the 5-7 New York Jets traveling to, what stadium is that? Whatever stadium in Denver, to face the 3-9 Broncos, who are just having a lopsided season. They're lost, 6 or 7 in a row now, and I don't think the Broncos are going to win any more games this season. The Jets, we thought were tanking, but they are playing up to their potential. More wins than Denver. I'm going to take the Jets on the road to beat the Broncos. Who are you picking?
Jets.
You said the Jets as well. Jets, Jets. All right, we got the 8-4 Tennessee Titans traveling to Glendale to face the 5-7 Arizona Cardinals. Tennessee looking really good, so yeah, definitely I'm going to go with the Titans in this game. Adrian Peterson wasn't even in that game last week against the Cardinals. With the Cardinals, and I really don't think, even with Adrian Peterson, that the Titans won't have a problem with beating Arizona. Who are you picking?
The Titans.
The Titans. Exactly. Yeah, right. All right, the next game we got the Seattle Seahawks, 8-4, traveling to Jacksonville to face the 8-4 Jacksonville Jaguars.
They beat my Eagles.
Yes, we're going to talk about that right now. The Seattle Seahawks, they are 43-8 at CenturyLink Field since Russell Wilson came in and just took over for this team. That was an ugly win for Seattle because a lot of things went down in that game. A lot of penalties were called. Everything was going in their favor. And plus even the situation where that lateral was called, that the referees did not call a penalty on it. And, of course, the Eagles, who lost the challenge earlier, should have challenged that. They did not. And, of course, a few minutes later, they went ahead and put the game out of reach. Unbelievable that Seattle, who has a broken down secondary, was able to beat our team. Has nothing to do with the supermoon on Sunday all over the world, but it sure felt like that we got cheated out. But it's okay. If we see them later in the playoffs, then they better be ready for us, because in this game, we'll be back. And this is another against the spread I'm going to go with right now. 3-point favorites right now are the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm going to take the Seattle Seahawks +3 in this game. And I'm going to take the Seahawks because of Russell Wilson. even with that secondary, which is kind of banged up, to beat the to beat the Jaguars. What is your take?
I want to take the Jaguars because I'm sick to my stomach what Seattle did to my Eagles. But in all reality, it's Seattle.
And are you taking Seattle +3 or -3?
+3.
Excuse me, +3 of the Jaguars. You taking them +3. And the total for that game is 39.5 points. Unbelievable because... Go ahead, what were you about to say? I'm sorry. Wait a minute, I couldn't hear you. Say that again.
No, go ahead.
Seattle is 2-3-1 against the spread in his last 6 games, and they're 7-2 straight up in their last 9 games. Meanwhile, the Jaguars are 4-2 against the spread in their last 6 games, and they're 5-1 straight up in the last 6 games. So definitely it could go either way. It just depends who comes out, Russell Wilson or Blake Bortles. But I'm going to take the Seahawks as a safe pick. The Jaguars are due for a loss somewhere, somehow, and I think they'll win. It's going to be a tight game, but we'll see what happens. I got the Jaguars losing to the Seahawks. And I'm going to take it. I'm going to take the points under 39.5 points with Seattle and Jacksonville. Who are you taking it? Are you taking it under or are you taking it over?
The Seattle game. I'm taking it over.
You taking it over 39.5 points? Wow, he took it over. He took it under.
No, I'm not. Let me stop. Under.
You're going to take it under 39.5 points.
Yeah, because both teams got great defense, and I don't see them going out there throwing the ball around like that.
Exactly.
One quarterback is good, the other is not that good, so it's going to be a defensive matchup.
But give Blake Bortles credit. He's got his team at 8-4 right now. All right, the game of the week. Here we go. We got our Philadelphia Eagles 10-2 traveling to Los Angeles. Well, excuse me. They're in. I beg your pardon. Oh, stop it. Our 10-2 Philadelphia Eagles are still on the West Coast, and they'll be facing the 9-3 LA Rams. Believe it or not, that stadium could be almost like a home game for the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, meanwhile, the Rams, Sean McVay, has a contingency that he could possibly get more fans in there in favor of Los Angeles to kind of beat out the Eagle fans who are going to be in attendance like that game against the Los Angeles Chargers.
I'm not going to lie. I love my Eagles, but I am a big Sean McVay fan. He has done a tremendous job with the Los Angeles Rams.
He sure has. But the Rams are due for a loss too, and this might be the game that they do. But before we go anywhere with that, Carson Wentz, I don't know what happened with him. He didn't fumble the ball. He got the ball stripped out of his hands as he was trying to go into the end zone, stripped by a Seattle defense, and it wasn't entirely his fault. It was, Seattle, who likes to go under a lot of pressure, and when you got a crowd like that, stripped the ball out of his hands and went to the end zone, but it went out of bounds, and there was a touchback, and there was a chance that the Eagles could have come back to technically tie the game, but it just didn't happen like that. Now, this is my last against the spread with this game. The Rams are 2.5-point favorites at home, but Philadelphia is 8-1 against the spread in his last 9 games and is 9-1 straight up in his last 10 games. Meanwhile, the Rams are 6-1 against the spread in his last 7 games and is 6-1 and straight up in his last 7 games. So this game could go either way. But the Eagles are more upset. They really should have beaten the Seahawks in their own game and try to get out of this losing streak with the Seahawks as a team. But I think they're going to rebound and beat the Rams in a very close game in Los Angeles on Sunday. So I'm going to take the Eagles straight up. I'm going to take the Eagles plus 2.5 over the Rams. The total points for that game is 50. It could go over, but I think I'm going to stay under 50 points because both defenses are great. You got pick number 1 and pick number 2 respectively. Two great young quarterbacks in their second straight season. And like I said, both teams play almost just alike, so this could be a toss-up. It could go Rams' way, it could go Eagles' way. We'll see. But I'm going to take the Eagles +2. Take the Eagles straight up. And the point total should stay under 50 points. All right, Sunday night, we got the 7-5 Baltimore Ravens traveling to Steel City to face the 10-2 Pittsburgh Steelers. Oh, man, the Ravens are hot right now, but how much hotter can they get by scoring 44 points against the Detroit Lions on Sunday? And the Steelers come from behind win in Cincinnati on Monday Night Football. Again, Juju Smith-Schuster is banned from the game because of that crazy hit and then stand right on top as if he shot somebody, standing straight up there, and that was kind of a despicable, it was deplorable, it was crazy, and he needed to be banned because, you don't hit nobody and just stand and say, yeah, what? Who the bro now? No, definitely. So they're gonna miss him. It's just like Martavius Bryant with his silly shenanigans and got suspended. So yeah, he can't play, and yeah, it's not gonna hurt. But you still got Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell that can still tear it up. But I think this game is gonna be maybe a complete blowout. We'll see, but it better not be like it was with Green Bay
I don't think it's going to be a complete blowout because it's a division game. It's always going to be tight between these two. It's just like Cincinnati, Pittsburgh last week. They hate each other.
Exactly.
So I think it's going to be a tight game. You're not going to see a lot of high scoring. And you got two Super Bowl winning quarterbacks on both sides of the field, so they know how to manage the game. So this is going to be a good one.
Yeah, so who are you going to pick?
I'm going to go with Pittsburgh because they're pissed off at what happened to them in Cincinnati last week. And they have something to prove.
And I'm going with the Pittsburgh Steelers at Heinz Field as well on Sunday Night Football. In the last game of the week, Monday night, we got the 10-2 New England Patriots traveling to Miami Stadium to face the 5-7 Miami Dolphins. This is a no-brainer here. Jay Cutler, who I didn't think was going to play against the Denver Broncos, did some impressive things that normally Jay Cutler don't always do in every single game, and that's win.
I'm never impressed with Jay Cutler. What you see is what you get.
Exactly.
Sometimes you see something special, that's not Jay Cutler. Sometimes you see something not so special, that's Jay Cutler.
Now the New England Patriots are going to be without their tight end Rob Gronkowski. Is that going to hurt them in any way?
No, because that's what makes New England who they are. You got other guys who can step up. Now you'll see Cook step up this week. You'll see different guys step up and they start the running game. You'll see so many different things happening.
Exactly.
Because that's why New England is New England. They don't rely on one guy. It's a team.
Yeah, Rob Gronkowski doing the WWE elbow to a defenseless player, and heck no, you can't. I mean, not defensive player. Yeah, defenseless player.
By the way, not to throw off your subject, but this is football talk, but you will see Gronkowski in the WWE one day.
Yeah, he will be in there one day. He got the skills to be this wrestler, but in the game of football, we don't do that. Oh, and by the way, when Antonio Brown scored that touchdown, Le'Veon Bell just rolled him up and pinned him in the end zone. Like, what the hell? These touchdown celebrations is just off the chain. Oh, baby, that's just why we love celebrations in the end zone. But just don't get carried away. But getting back.
Banded it for a year, so now everybody had a chance to think of all these touching things.
Exactly, but in this game, I'm going with the Patriots all day in Miami on Monday Night Football. Who are you taking?
I'm going with New England Patriots.
New England Patriots. All right, guys. Well, that's about it. Week 14 is in the books. Our picks is in. What are yours? Post your picks and comments down below. Reese, thanks so much for joining me again here on week 14. We might see you again before the end of the season if you're not too busy, because Christmas is not that far away and your birthday is not that far away as well.
Yeah, but I won't miss this one at all. So I'll be back.
Okay, guys. If you like what you see and the video, please click that like button and definitely check me back out next week for week 15. Check us out on our Facebook page, YouTube Prognosticators on Facebook, and check my YouTube Prognosticators YouTube links is all down below. Thanks so much for watching week 14. TJ Harman for you here on YouTube, _Row for you on Twitter. See you next week for week 15. Until then, I'll talk to you guys later.